In 1587, a small group of English settlers arrived on the shores of Roanoke Island in what is now North Carolina. They were full of hope and dreams of building a new life in the New World. But what happened next would become one of the greatest mysteries in American history. This is the story of the Lost Colony of Roanoke, a tale of ambition, survival, and the unexplained disappearance of an entire community. The story begins in 1584, when Queen Elizabeth I of England granted Sir Walter Raleigh permission to establish a colony in the Americas. Raleigh's first expedition, led by explorers Philip Amadas and Arthur Barlow, landed on Roanoke Island in 1585. Their initial reports spoke of a lush land rich with resources, and their interactions with local Native American tribes, including the CROATOAN and the CROATOAN peoples, were largely friendly at first. Inspired by these reports, Raleigh organized a second expedition to establish a permanent settlement. In 1587, a group of 115 men, women, and children set out for Roanoke under the leadership of Governor John White. Among the settlers was Eleanor Dare, White's daughter, who was pregnant at the time. Shortly after their arrival, she gave birth to Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the Americas. This historic moment filled the settlers with hope, but the challenges of survival in an unfamiliar and untamed land soon became evident. The settlers faced numerous hardships. The previous expedition had left a strained relationship with local tribes, and resources were limited. Early attempts to farm the land yielded meager results, and the settlers' reliance on Native Americans for food and knowledge created tensions. Friendly exchanges became rare as misunderstandings and disputes over land and resources grew more frequent. The fragile relationship with the native tribes teetered on the brink of collapse, further isolating the settlers. By late 1587, the situation had become dire. The settlers realized they could not survive without additional support. John White, the governor, was urged to return to England to gather more supplies and reinforcements. Though reluctant to leave his family and the colony, he eventually agreed. Before he left, he instructed the settlers to carve a sign indicating their destination should they move elsewhere. He assured them that he would return within a year. But fate intervened. Upon reaching England, White found a nation on the brink of war. The Spanish Armada threatened England's shores, and all available ships were conscripted for the war effort. White's pleas for a vessel to return to Roanoke were ignored as England's focus turned to defense. Months turned into years, and White's frustration grew as he was powerless to return to his family and the settlers he had vowed to protect. Finally, in 1590, 3 long years after he had left, John White secured passage back to Roanoke. The anticipation of reuniting with his family and seeing the colony thriving sustained him during the arduous journey. However, what he found upon his arrival was far from what he had hoped for. The settlement was eerily deserted. The houses had been carefully dismantled, not destroyed, suggesting an organized departure rather than a sudden disaster. There were no signs of violence or struggle. The only clues left behind were the word CROATOAN carved into a wooden post and the letters CRO etched into a nearby tree. White had instructed the settlers to carve such a message if they relocated, but the absence of a distress symbol left him puzzled. CROATOAN was the name of a nearby island, now known as Hatteras Island, which was home to the Croatan tribe. White believed the settlers might have sought refuge there. However, a storm prevented his ship from reaching this island, and he was forced to abandon the search. Heartbroken and defeated, White returned to England, never to see his family or learn the fate of the colony. Over the centuries, historians, archaeologists, and researchers have sought to unravel the mystery of Roanoke. Theories abound, ranging from the plausible to the fantastical. Some evidence suggests that the settlers integrated with the Croatan tribe, adopting their customs and way of life. Archaeological discoveries on Hatteras Island, such as English artifacts dating to the late 16th century, lend credibility to this theory. Could the settlers have found refuge among the Croatan people, forming a new community far from the struggles of their abandoned colony? Other theories propose that the settlers attempted to move inland, merging with other Native American tribes. Reports from early Jamestown settlers include accounts of Native Americans with European features and knowledge of English practices. Some stories even describe a tribe known as the Lumbee, whose oral tradition and physical characteristics suggest possible connections to the Roanoke settlers. Could these accounts be remnants of the Roanoke settlers' legacy? More grim possibilities suggest that the settlers succumbed to starvation, disease, or conflicts with hostile tribes. The lack of resources and the isolation of the colony would have made survival incredibly difficult, especially during harsh winters. Some speculate that small groups may have ventured into the wilderness, only to be lost to history. Imagine the desperation of settlers, weakened by hunger, wandering into uncharted lands, hoping to find salvation, but meeting only silence and despair. Then there are the more outlandish theories. Some claim that the settlers fell victim to supernatural forces, or even alien abduction. These ideas, while far-fetched, reflect the enduring fascination with the unknown that surrounds Roanoke. Others suggest that a secret Spanish attack wiped out the colony, as Spain had a vested interest in undermining England's attempts to establish a foothold in the Americas. Could Roanoke have been the target of a covert operation, erased without a trace by England's greatest rival? One compelling theory involves the settlers' attempt to sail back to England on their own. Without experienced navigators or adequate provisions, such a journey would have been perilous. Shipwrecks along the coast or on the treacherous Atlantic Ocean could have doomed their efforts, leaving no trace of their fate. The idea of settlers constructing crude rafts or repairing damaged ships driven by desperation paints a poignant picture of their struggle. Despite centuries of investigation, the mystery of the lost colony of Roanoke endures. Modern technology, including DNA analysis and advanced archaeological techniques, has provided new avenues of exploration. For example, genetic studies of Native American populations might one day confirm whether the settlers did indeed integrate with local tribes. However, many key sites remain unexplored, and environmental factors have eroded potential evidence over time. The story of Roanoke has captured the imagination of generations. It serves as a testament to the resilience and determination of early settlers and a reminder of the immense challenges that they faced. The mystery also reflects our enduring fascination with the unknown, the gaps in history that defy explanation. Every new discovery offers a glimmer of hope, but also raises more questions than answers. The lost colony of Roanoke remains one of history's most haunting enigmas. As the years pass, the truth may yet be uncovered, or it may remain forever hidden in the sands of time. One thing is certain. The story of Roanoke is a reminder of the courage and peril faced by those who dared to dream of a new world. And that brings us to the end of another mysterious tale. What do you think happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? Share your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Until next time, stay curious, stay questioning, and as always, keep searching for the truth.